Hey guys, I'm back with a completely different process video, and it's been a long time since I've done a 12 by 12. However, I really wanted to use this Live Beautifully Close to My Heart kit that I won back in May of this year. So I'm going to do that second pink heart layout, and I already took out the pieces that they said to use for that particular layout. And I also added some thickers and additional embellishments, some stamps that I want to use, and ephemeras and enamel dots, because we scrapbookers, we all hoard our stuff. Especially me, I like to hoard my enamel dots. So I had to force myself to use those. So when it came to picking out the embellishments, I tried to keep it around the color scheme as much as possible. So the first direction is pasting these layered scrap papers that they provided. And I really like the color scheme in this whole kit, like a little bit of purple, pink, gray, turquoise or aqua. I don't really remember which one, but it was nice to use or to have a little bit of purple in this layout. So this is an old photo of me and my puppy when she was a puppy. This was back in the Philippines when I was in med school for 1 year there, and she was about, I don't remember if she was 3 weeks or 3 months old. I really don't remember, but all I know is she was a puppy back then. And her name is Gamay. Gamay in Bisaya, which is one of the dialects in the Philippines, means little or small. So the name, at first I didn't really like the name, but the more I said it to her, the more it just fit, and I began to love that name. So I already kind of picked, beforehand I messed around to see what pieces I was going to use and what area of the paper. So I did those first, the ones that I knew 100% sure where I wanted to place them. So I added that ephemera that's from a Project Life ephemera pack. I believe it's from the Project 52, I think. And this is an old epoxy Studio Calico sticker that I received last year. And I already had a title in mind, so the title was going to be Darling Gamay. So I added those coral colored letters underneath the darling. So I also had to remind myself, since I'm going to add another color to this layout, because the yellow and the coral is not part of the color scheme of the kit. So I had to make sure to at least cover up the yellow, which you'll see me do later, and then add a little bit more of the coral color in certain parts of that paper. So what is next? I don't really remember now. I think, okay. Like I said, I plan to cover up the yellow part of that floral because the yellow is not good. That's the one color that's just not going to be part of the layout. So I covered it with a little bit of a word ephemera and one of those Heidi Swap chipboard stickers, chipboard stickers with the camera, and added a few enamel dots towards the top where the title is, because I felt like it was still a little bit empty, or it needed a little bit more like accents up there. And going to the bottom left corner so I can just balance out the page, I added one of those Polaroid ephemeras from Life in Color, and I wasn't sure whether I should really use it or not, but then I decided to go with that black and white one. Just put it right there in the corner, and the right part I'm just gonna leave empty because I just, you gotta have a little bit of a negative space. And knowing me, I'm the type of scrapbooker that kind of goes overboard sometimes, so I really kept that in mind. So there's these 3 ephemeras, or 2 ephemeras that I wanted to use, and one of them I had to take out because I thought maybe it was a little bit too much. So it took me a while to really think it through and decide what I'm going to do with the bottom part. So the first thing I did on top of that Polaroid ephemera is added that sticker from, I think it's from Dear Lizzie's newest collection. I don't remember what the collection is called. I think Lovely Day or something like that. So these are sticker tickets. I love tickets, ephemera, stickers. I just love tickets. I love them, especially when it has like really good sentimental words on them. So I added that Love More, and then Just Us, and that Rubber Charm, which I believe is from Pink Fresh Studio, and of course some enamel dots, because I had to remind myself, like I said before, that to add some more of those coral colors, like especially since I'm adding that new color in this color scheme or in this layout. And I decided not to use any of those pieces from the kit that was supposed to be part of this page, because I thought it was going to be just too much, because I decided to keep the right side as much negative space as possible. I didn't really do a lot on the right side of that layout, so I do get into the stamping part, and I really wanted to use that big butterfly, but I thought maybe it was going to be too much for this layout, so I do use the smaller size and stamp it twice on each corner of that page, or on that left side. And I do another stamping, and this is one stamp set I rarely use. This is a Project Life Southern Wedding stamp set I bought on clearance from Michaels, and I hate how flimsy they are. You can tell how cheap they are, and it's very flimsy, and when you open the package, it's very oily, which I thought was strange. But I still kept them. I don't think I'm gonna get rid of them, because I do like some of the designs, and they do stamp pretty well. So it's just one of those stamp sets that I just don't use as much, but I have to force myself to use it, because what's the point of getting, or buying these stamp sets if you're not going to use them? So I did some journaling, and like I said, I kept the right part as much negative space as possible, and that's pretty much it for this layout. Bye guys.